love to get into with this subject with Ryan Henry versus Anthony. So a lot of people is talking about this. This is literally like breaking news. I'm gonna
Also, to reiterate to all the people commenting right now, because again, I'll say it for like the 10th time. In no way me posting my abuse is trying to justify what I did, is trying to make an.
Okay, so today I'm gonna play a little bit of the um, live of Anthony's baby mama. Okay, she went live today, and she had a lot of stuff to get off her chest. So I'm gonna play a little bit of her live. I'm gonna go to the neighborhood talk. I'm gonna play a little bit of her live that she said today. Let me post it a little bit of her live right here. So give everybody a little update of what's going on. Let me screen share. Let me screen share. Here we go. Oh gosh, I can't hear nothing. Oh, I turn the volume.
What?
Okay, let me do it again.
And so I wanted to also make that very clear. But to begin, I just wanted to take accountability for what I've done. In no way, shape, or form was it right. I don't feel as though it is something that I should have done. You know, I was selfish. I wasn't thinking. I didn't really care about anybody's feelings at that point, and it's terrible. But I can sit here and tell you guys that that's truly what was going through my brain. I wasn't thinking about how this was affecting everybody else. It was a selfish decision in my part. You know, at the time, I hear a lot of people saying, like, where's your loyalty? Like, how could you do that? You know, I had no loyalty for Anthony. I really didn't. And again, I wasn't thinking about everybody else in the situation. I was only thinking about myself. I mean, I really didn't have loyalty for Anthony. Him and I went through so much. I had been hurt by him so many different ways and so many different times. And so I wanted to also make that very clear. But to begin, I just wanted to take accountability for, you know, whether subconsciously this presented an opportunity for revenge or whatever you guys want to call it. At that time, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about how I was going to be satisfied in that moment and, you know, whatever. With Ryan, you know, a friendship developed from, you know, the beginning when I had began dating Anthony. You know, I never knew who Ryan was. I only knew of him. Anthony claimed that was his best friend, that was going to be our son's godfather. Okay, cool. You know, you guys can see in our feeds and scroll all the way down to see, you know, where we were at as a family. We went on vacations together. We spent a lot of time together. You know, over that time, I got to know Ryan as a person and as well as everybody else in his family and his, you know, line of friendships. And he was someone that I was able to confide in, you know, during the time that I was, you know, whether suffering with, you know, the many turmoils of my relationship with Anthony. You know, Anthony and I were never married. I was never engaged even to him. We held a relationship. It was short-lived. It lasted for maybe 3 years. For the first, you know, I guess maybe 6 to 8 months of us dating, it was perfect. And then, you know, I began to see who he was as a person, abusive. Let's just put it there. Friends and family who know me, who know my story, who know me from the beginning, who followed me from the very beginning, have poured out their support because they know that at the end of the day, what I did was wrong and I take full responsibility for it. But, okay, this person is dragging it to be something that it's, you know, way bigger than the pile of things that he's done to me alone. I can't even speak for who else he's abused in the past or dealing with, you know, the many turmoils, whatever. And so he's there painting a picture of me as this terrible person who was dealing with this man who was so great to me all my life, the whole time I've known him. Yet I decided to cheat on him, which is untrue, with, you know, his best friend. Yes, that happened. You know, over a span of time. Yes, that happened. Who happens to be my son's godfather. Yes, that's true. But in no way, shape, or form was this man this, you know, great person. And so I had to come on here and let you guys know, because I'm seeing so many women, especially at that, defending this person who is a straight up abuser, someone who has put me through hell and back for all my life, or not all my life, but for since I've known him. And so for me, I just felt like, yeah, place your judgment. I don't really care what all y'all people have to say, because I wouldn't know you from a can of paint on the street, whatever. And so if you want to talk about me, talk about me. I've done my share of apologizing to the people that I need to apologize to. I still have apologies to make. I still have to make this right. I still have to fix it. But, you know, we're not dealing with a saint here either. And so I wanted to shed that light off to everybody in the world who's defending him so hard. I get messages like, he's such a great person to you, blah, blah, blah. You don't know our life. You don't know what I've been through. Like, no one knows. You know, the pictures are, and the proof is in the pudding in the pictures. Like, I'm not lying about this shit. It's true what has happened. So I wanted people to get their facts straight before I start getting death threats and all these things, you know, surrounding this opinion from the public that this man was so great to me, because he wasn't. You know, what I did, you know, is wrong on all levels. You know, Ryan. So if you want to talk about me, talk about me. I've done my.
Many of y'all have seen in the last week. In the last week, you know, it came out that that I had slept with a friend of mine's ex, and also the mother of his child, which happened to also be my godson's mother. That was true. There were situations where that happened almost about 2 years ago, and then more recently, within the last like 2 months. And then y'all got this last week, and it's been seemingly as much as it was coming out repetitively that I wasn't saying nothing about it, and that I didn't care. Myself and all the parties involved, you know, we had talked. You know, most of y'all know, especially from Chicago, y'all know Anthony and I as, you know, friends. Some of y'all know us as brothers. Y'all know us as friends for a long time. It was heavy, but we dealt with it. Many of y'all have seen in the last.
All right, so y'all got the update, and of course, he went on Storm Monroe's show, and they did like an interview concerning that. Now, this story is very messy. She have alleged that she was abused. We're not going to show those photos, but those photos is on her Instagram of her of abuse that Maria faced from, you know, her ex, which is her baby's father, and she posted the order of protection. She posted records of that as well, of the abuse, and that was a temporary order of protection. And then he posted a video of her drunk. He, when I said he, Anthony also posted text messages as well. And this whole situation is just really, really messy. I don't see an issue of, you know, Ryan sleeping with the ex. I don't see an issue with that. I'm not against it. I don't care about it. They wanted a relationship, but everybody was giving, you know, Anthony this pass because of the cancer piece. And she said, listen, y'all up there giving him this pass, but he abused me. He did this to me. Okay. So they are all doing this, but I have a question. Is this a storyline? Is this a storyline for Black Ink Crew? Is this a storyline for that show? Because you got to also keep in mind that these folks are reality star. So all of this is going on. They are also in reality TV. So is this a reality TV storyline? Y'all can let me know in the comments. So this is like really going on. All of them. She should have left him. They weren't together. They wasn't together. So she wanted to feel good. She just wanted some good pain. And Ryan offered it. Ryan is not ugly. So a lot of people were saying in the phone, oh, this shouldn't be. Now, everybody is giving Anthony the sympathy point is because he beat cancer. If he did not beat cancer, they will not be giving him this whole sympathy piece. I really believe it was the cancer piece that made them feel that way. That's what I believe. If it wasn't for the cancer, they would not be coming at him like that. Okay, and that's my personal belief. Okay, That's what I believe. It's the cancer. They let that be go through. That's all I have to say. Let me read some of your comments. Now I will open up the phone lines. What do y'all think about this update that she posted? And she posted like a long threads of stuff. I'm gonna read some of the posts that she wrote. And if anybody call in, that is the number. Let me see. Let me read what she wrote on her page. Hopefully she ain't deleted. Let me go to it. Hopefully she ain't deleted. Okay. All right, so she wrote right here, part one. I decided, and this is Ryan's. I'm sorry, this is Anthony's ex. This is Anthony's ex claiming abuse. She said, part one. I decided in the beginning of this year that I was going to touch on some experience I've gone through in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But with everything else that was transpired, it has overshadowed my true intentions in shedding light on the things that had happened in the past 6 years involving Anthony and I. This was me on two different occasions. The first photo was from when I was nearly 5 months pregnant with our son, Caden, and the last few photos from this past March. With it being October and the Domestic Violence Awareness Month, I wanted to tell my story of abuse, what I've been doing to try to heal from it. When I first met Anthony, it was a whirlwind. I was young and native in love. I jumped into the relationship with him without knowing the true person he was, a master manipulator. He easily maneuvered his way into my life and surely gained control. The first incident completely caught me by surprise. I was so in love and felt totally betrayed. I never knew him to be abusive. A woman he was saying at the same time, he was seeing me try to warn me and showed me proof with photos and messages. When I confronted him about it, he denied it and manipulated the entire situation so that I believed that the other woman was crazy. After the first round of abuse, I immediately obtained a restraining order and tried to move forward. Newly pregnant, alone, afraid of what was to come for me as a single mother, I let him back into my life. When I was almost 9 months pregnant, after Caden was born, I decided to stick with his father and work it out to try to give my son the life I never had, which was one with a complete family and both biological parents in the household. So she posed the marks. Then let me go to part two. She wrote this. For the first 6 months of Caden's birth, it was a bliss, happiness, because a new life was brought into this world. Soon I would experience complete emotional, mental abuse and manipulative behavior from this narcissistic man. March would mark the last and the final time I would experience this abuse, his abuse. The time I was completely incoherent and woke up out of incoherentness to began choked to the point where I would fall in and out of consciousness. For the 2 weeks, it would have hurt to swallow. What I came on here to say is that no matter what kind of hold or power a man or woman has over you, this is not acceptable. The person that I trusted to protect me and love me ended up intentionally hurting me. Knowing that I was defenseless and weak both times, this man would has hurt me over and over and over again and over and over and over again. I've forgiven him. What hurts the most is that the one time I make a mistake, which is my opinion, is not as traumatic or terrible what he have done, and he decides the public bashing me in this way to go when I'm constantly dealt with our issues privately. Abuse come in different forms, physical, but also mental and emotional. Even after the past abuse, I still decided to try to forgive his behavior for the sake of our child. Even after they all have disclosed any of these information to our child, it always portrayed his father to be to be a good man to him. This entire time, I handled these situations with grace. In my privacy, I wanted to tell my story to help other women in similar situations to say that you should be strong and resilient. Listen to your intuition and don't scrub to a narcissistic or abusive partner's manipulation. There are so many resources out here for us as women that offer so much support. So please know you are not alone. I decided to come forward to also shine light on the person you strangers are out here defending, someone who true life doesn't reflect the person he is out here portraying himself to be. I'm posting this so you all can see who I've been dealing with and who is really behind the phone screen dragging my name through the mud when actuality he is a terrible person himself. So she wrote these long autobiography of of how her ex is. And so it's like a long situation. Now, everybody said that she's trashy. She did admit that she slept with Ryan. She says she did not deny that she slept with Ryan Henry. She said that y'all are making Anthony out to be this great guy when he out here in return cheated. I mean, not cheated, abused me. And she posted the order of protection. She posted all of the information. And then let me play what she said in her story. Let me see if that's still up. Somebody DM it to me. Oh, let me give you Ryan. Now, this is Ryan response.
And I'm about to post the other shit. Why she say what?
Let me get Ryan.
And I'm about to post the other shit. Why she say what made her do it?
This is Anthony. Okay, let's press play.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, I wanted to play it.
Finished. Now social media not the place to handle my business.
Okay.
What the fuck y'all expect me to do? First, you expect me to just be quiet while her and Ryan fucking don't let nobody know. Just let her and Ryan fuck. Wow. I'm sitting here fighting for my fucking life. I'm stage 3 and shit. And I'm supposed to do what? Take that shit? Oh, I'm supposed to keep that shit quiet, right? Man, Ryan had to do that shit. I know he did. That's some weak ass, pussy ass shit. If everybody been following me this whole time, look at the 2 interviews I did. Never said shit bad about her. Never said shit bad about Ryan. Nobody can find nothing prior to right now that I said anything bad.
And that's what he had to say.
No, I mean, Ryan, we ain't talk shit out, man. Y'all can believe that shit.
It's freezing up on that.
If y'all want to. I don't give a fuck if y'all don't believe me. That's why the fuck I put the police report up so you can see. She can put that shit up to make. There's no fucking 2 police in the city of Chicago who let a black man beat a non-black lady and walk off. Trust me, they try to do everything in the world. Well, what? No, I mean, Ryan, we ain't talk shit out, man. Y'all can believe that shit.
Yeah, I don't listen. Okay, it's freezing up on that part. I don't believe that him and Ryan ever talk. I don't believe that they talk. I believe that that's a PR stunt on Ryan Henry's part. Why did she say this? She got caught up. She never said anything about this, but she did have the documentation. We looked over the documentation. It was an order of protection. He posted a police report of her throwing some hash browns at him. So it looked like they both was abusive to each other, but she showed the marks. She showed the pictures of the marks of herself. And so I do believe both of them was in a toxic relationship. It's quite strange that she would post it today, knowing that it's a domestic violence month. It seems to me that this is a storyline with the Black Crew producers. If you don't think them cameras are rolling, it is rolling, because that is a storyline. Definitely. Did she try to make him look bad because they're embarrassed because that man was fighting cancer and they were best friends? Don't believe the hype. Okay, now I got the phone lines open up. While he was getting chemo, they was humping, but I don't see a problem with it. So we had a lot of callers that called in last time. They would get me together. So I still don't see a problem with it. I still don't see a problem with them getting it on. But she posted all the pictures. She posted all the pictures of when she was getting beat. But she just said it now. Give me a second. So she posted definitely.
There is my discharge papers from the hospital. And then this is the last thing I'm going to.
Okay, let me go to the shade room and show y'all on the shade room. Let's go to the shade room. Let's go to the shade room. She posted the documents. Let me screen share.
People don't want to believe me. Here's my discharge papers from the hospital the day that everything happened. I'm going through it quickly because I don't want you guys to see my information. But yes, this is all of that. Then this is the proof of me getting the restraining order, my statements to the police, everything, my whole entire statement. This is my domestic incident notice in March from when he did what he did. Just the information from the court, all of that. We also did a criminal sexual assault because of some other reasons that I thought something happened. In case y'all wanted to see information, there's your information and your proof, people. Proof. Had the pictures printed for court. Okay, court photos, all the photos. Like, come on now. And then this is the last thing I'm going to say because I know he's just gotten on his live and he's showing you guys videos of me being drunk and all that. And that's going to be the excuse, because that's the excuse he's been giving for this thing that happened in March for the longest time. You know, that night I said it in my picture and my caption. I was drunk. I was incoherent. Those markings were not from what was happening right then and there. Those markings happened while we were in our hotel room that night after his birthday. Again, choose what you guys want to believe. I don't care. I know what's the truth. I know what I woke up to. I know what I saw. I know what I went to the police for, period. And no one's going to tell my story and tell, you know, what my abuse was from what the felt and what the experienced. So believe what you want, guys. I said my piece. And then this is the last thing I'm going to say because I know he's just gotten on his live.
And then the message I sent her at noon today. So he sent her a message. He was like, "Hello, Nina. I just want to love my son and give him a happy childhood. I want to break my generational curses that I do put some on my son. That's my goal in life. I wish we understood each other, and hopefully one day we will. I want to be the best version of you for my son. I want to forgive you for what happened between you and Ryan. I won't ever speak on it to you again. I deleted my post about it. I want to move past that. I want to heal. The situation is messed up. Is mess with our son. Me being depressed affects him. I can't be the best version of a father. I am slunking and laying in bed. I want it to just go away. I apologize for allowing the hurt to cause disrespect towards you. I would never turn our son against you ever. I wouldn't want him having mommy issues. I would never show him a video of you having sex ever. I wouldn't show him any video of anyone, let alone of you. Only thing I ask is you never have him around my son. So that's the message that Anthony sent his baby mama.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm real good. She didn't have bruises on her face. If you read the police report, I'm driving a car. She takes a bag, hit me in the face with the bag. I'm driving. We in traffic. She going crazy and she sundress on. I'm holding her like this by her chest with my hand like that. I haven't said one bad thing about that girl doing this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I haven't said one bad thing about Ryan doing this whole thing. I haven't said about neither one of them bad. You know what I'm saying? Why she posting pictures, man? 5 years old, and she know what the fuck that. Check my post. Yeah, I'm good. I'm real good. She didn't have bruises on her face. If you read the police report,
shedding light on my relationship with Anthony, and everything that I've been through with him. And then I wanted to come on here really quick and just talk about that briefly.
Okay, so if you all don't get it twisted, So people that are confused, this is between two best friends. One of the best friends slept with the other best friend, baby mama. And that's what the storyline. Now, updated storyline, the baby mama that smashed Ryan Henry, that's the one that looked good, very attractive. She came out today and said that Anthony was abusive to her, but she did admit that she slept with Ryan Henry. Okay? At first, I was confused. That's how you break it down. It was between two best friends, Ryan Henry and Anthony. Anthony told the world that Ryan Henry smashed his baby mama. They was humping. And so Anthony went on Storm Monroe's show. He went on a press tour. But today, the baby mama finally spoke. This is Anthony's ex, his baby mama. And she said, yes, I did sleep with Ryan Henry, but Anthony is no saint. He actually abused me. So that's what that was going on. Okay. I got the phone lines open up. If anybody want to call in on this situation is messed up because you know why? The child is involved. All of that, the child got to see all of this, that his parents and godparents is going at it. This is crazy. It's really, 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 really crazy. It's something because then the child gonna be like, where's Uncle Ryan Henry? She said she come up with something. It took her a couple of days. So yeah, so they all came up with this. Wow. Even though I do believe she was abused because she's showing the paperwork is there. The paperwork is there. So I said, let me go ahead and break this story. They said as best friends, why would you not address the abuse with Anthony instead of sleeping with her? Ryan knew she was vulnerable and took advantage of the toxic all around. It's just confusing why she wait to have the abuse with the public when that's under fire. Yes. Now I don't know how old is the child. I don't know what made her wait, but let's go to the phone lines. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
I don't wanna be with you long. I just got an opinion. I'm sometimes confused about. I kind of understand why everybody's so upset, but at the end of the day, it's not like Ryan and this guy were like blood brothers. And at the end of the day, that's his baby mama, not his wife. She was single. They were all single. From my understanding, Rachel and Ryan weren't together. And I understand that they are best friends, but come on, it's not like they're blood brothers and stuff, and like stuff like that happens. So I never really got the outrage behind it because let's be honest, Ryan is a hoe. He built his whole fame off of being, a hoe. So I'm really confused because they weren't married. They were typically baby mamas. And the thing, I'm upset. I know people are upset and have sympathy because this man had cancer or has cancer. But low key, I didn't really watch what all she was saying. But low key, I wonder if he ever cheated on her while they worked together. Why? Before he had cancer, before they had the kid, I'm wondering what kind of pain he caused her for her to go do something so grimy as to sleep with his best friend. But now all of a sudden he has cancer. Everybody's supposed to feel bad for him. I just don't get it because they're not brothers. They're best friends. People fall out with their best friends all the time. She's single. Ryan was single. I just don't get why people are so upset. I just don't get it. Maybe somebody can explain it to me.
Because Anthony had cancer. That's the reason. He's battling cancer, and that's what the outrage. Oh, how could you do that? He was battling cancer, and his baby mama slept with his best friend. That's where it come from. That's where the outrage come from. If he was just a regular guy, it wouldn't be much of this outrage. It's because he battling cancer, because we're talking about Anthony, baby mama slept with Ryan. That's the one that got cancer, Anthony.
So if you take the cancer out of the situation, would it be any different?
No, it would be totally different. It wouldn't be much of an outrage. They're just been dragging it.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying because he's cancer free now, right? He doesn't have cancer anymore.
Mm-hmm. But
okay, so what's the problem? Like they're single, like they're grown, like. I just don't get it. Now from looking at him, he looked like a F boy. Like I'm pretty sure him and Ryan was going around doing what they do while him and his baby mom was together. So maybe he just getting his karma, and I hate to say that because he has cancer, but maybe he's just getting his karma. I just don't get it. Like, his baby mama's single, like, y'all friends, y'all not blood brothers, like, friends break up and make up all the time. So I just don't really get the outrage. Maybe it's just me. I just don't really get it.
All right. Thank you so very much. All right. That was a caller. I'm just reading. I know a lot of people got in their ideas. They said Wiley was the problem, but I think that the issue, if the guy did not have cancer, it wouldn't be no outrage. I'm not upset about the person's problem. Keep to yourself. It was still wrong. Did y'all look at Ryan as a godfather? If I understood the storyline right, yes. Okay, we are living in a different world. So that, to break that down, we didn't get too many callers. So I guess people's minds are made up about it. I just had to break this story because everybody was talking about it. It was all over social media. And so we will remain and see how this story goes. We will see. It's just been everybody was talking about it all over social media. But thank you all so very much. And they said, so you waited to call abuse. That's still no reason to cheat with your best friend. You're going to cheat. Let it be with somebody. It can't be cheating because they won together. They won together, so it's not cheating. It wasn't no cheating. They won together. So if they were together, it'd been called cheating. But she won with Anthony. She was single. She was a single woman. Now, she apologized that it was wrong because everybody just woke up and got embarrassed, and social media got all about that. But she wasn't in a relationship. She free to say what she want to say. But all right, y'all. Y'all heard it here first on the Wiley Show. Let's go to the callers. 8128, caller, you on air.
Hi, Wiley. How are you?
All right.
So for me, this entire situation, like, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, like, she's grown. She gonna sleep with who she want to sleep with. Yeah, it's messed up, but the issue out of this entire, it has nothing to even do with like him having cancer, any of that. My thing is the children, right? Because it's not like Ryan is their child's godfather. Okay, so you have to, as a parent, you have to think about the bigger issue. I know we're still human, even when you're a parent and you have needs and you have wants, but there are times when you have to put the needs of your child before you. So it's like, oh, okay, I can do this with Ryan, but what could be the consequences? Will this affect my children? Like, that's the whole thing for me. Like, you have to really think about that, because if your son is that close to Ryan and you know this could potentially cause a friction to where Anthony doesn't want Ryan around the child and Rachel don't want Ryan, even though they just baby mamas and baby daddies or whatever. Like, you still have to think about the children. So honestly, like, with them doing all this, I never understand why people put all their business out on social media like that. I get that he needed somebody to vent to, because according to him, they wouldn't talk to him, even though both of them are saying that they had been talking to him. But, and I get you have to vent sometimes, but social media is not the place to vent, because it can backfire on you. Like, you think you're venting, but then all of a sudden, look at all the stuff that's coming out. Now, she's putting out reports and pictures and all this stuff. And then if this man is dealing with depression and she's putting all this out, then this could have a worse effect on him. So it's just like, all of this is just so toxic. Like, nobody thought about the child, the children, like the relationships that their families had built. That's the thing. Like, you have to just put that before you're like, you cannot be that lustful for sex to where you just like, forget them. I just want this. Like, it's just crazy to me. That's what my issue is.
I hear you, but this sort of thing is, I can see why she slept with Ryan though, because she conspired in him. She probably was telling he probably was listening to her problems, and they probably fell for each other. I think that he was there after she said that don't you see a connection could have been there? Because I don't see much of the problem.
No, I think that's true. I think, because he was Anthony's best friend, and if, she was dealing with abuse from him, then I'm sure she did confide in Ryan, about his abuse or whatever. But to me, that right there, I honestly, like, people know when people are vulnerable. When you're talking like, you tell somebody about abuse and you're emotional, she like she said she gets crying and all this other stuff, whatever, when you're dealing with abuse. And then you are in a vulnerable state. So like he should have guard to where like, okay, I will be her listening ear, but I don't see how they could have been around each other all these years and all this time and just their families developed those relationships and not look at each other like brother and sister. I mean, it doesn't matter how fine Ryan is or whatever. Like, I just feel like, I mean, I know everybody's different, but it's kind of like if y'all families are this close, like Rachel, all of y'all, like how can you even cross that, and not think about the bigger picture? That's all I'm saying.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right.
All right. The number is 646-716-8447. Next caller, 4116, calling on the air.
Hey, how you doing, man?
All right.
Yeah, my opinion on it is basically, I guess I just came up not in a different era, but I guess I was just raised different. Where I'm from, we just don't do that. Like, I understand why though, because I got all little sisters and aunts, so I understand why she would look at Ryan. But just where I'm from is more like black and white. There's no gray area, like certain stuff. Like if they were just homeboys, or maybe went to high school together or something like that, then okay, like I can see that happening. It happens all the time. But their families, like the young lady before was saying, the family relationships and the bond was just so strong. Just me personally, I wouldn't do something like that. Now, other people do what they want, but me, I just live in a different, a different space where I wouldn't do anything like that because it just causes too much. It just causes too much confusion and pain and etc. and things of that nature. But that's just my take on the situation. I mean, maybe he was abusive to her. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, but I would have came out with it, or she should have came out with it way earlier. Even so, in my opinion, Ryan can have his pick of the litter. She's a nice looking woman. She can have her pick of the litter. I wouldn't have just stooped that low. But that's just my opinion on it.
All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I hear it's either you with it or you against it. You can't even, either you with this or against it. Now they dragging old girl talking about you using this. They're dragging Ryan's ex. And no, I'm sorry, they're dragging Anthony's ex, and they're saying, ma'am, you only saying this because you embarrassed and you had nothing to do with that. So it's like a big situation, y'all. So whatever it is All right, we are back, people. Sorry about that. We are back. Okay. Y'all, sorry about that. Something went wrong. I don't know what went wrong. But let me say in my close. I don't see a problem or issue with it because they won in a relationship. I broke this story down, and whatever people have to say about this situation, let's not drag the woman because she was abused. Let's talk about the abuse, because if we're not talking about the abuse, then we're putting ourselves at a more different situation. So let's first of all let's address the abuse because there was some abuse stuff going on. So she was abused, and let's talk about it. So that is something that do definitely have to be addressed. Let's not put that rush that on the rug or push that on the rug. We have to definitely talk about that. So thank everybody for tuning into this show. We've been on here for about 45 minutes. Thank you all to the folks that listen in. We're gonna go to we will be back live tomorrow. We want to thank everybody for that. Thank you to all the callers. That was wonderful. And so when it comes down, she have to sleep with let's sleep with Ryan. They've been sleeping together for a year and have to stop trying to come clean in this low down, dirty mess. All right. Whatever y'all have to say about today, leave it yourself a comment. See y'all later. The medication is in my system. I gotta get some sleep. Talk to y'all soon. Peace. Let me get some sleep.